HIV/AIDS, support those living with the virus, and remember those who have lost their lives to AIDS-related illnesses. This year's World AIDS Day is a significant occasion with the theme, Take the Right Path, My Health, My Right. It rehashes the importance of health and human rights in the fight against the social epidemic. Our reporter, Dayo Jobi, in this report examines issues around the disease and far-reaching efforts to curb the spread. We'll take that in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, pregnant women in Oyo State have been mandated to immediately undergo HIV tests to determine their status. Commissioner for Information and Civic Orientation, Prince Dr. Yilade, admonished so in a statement which underlined an earlier appeal by the chairman of Oyo State Agency for the Control of AIDS, OISAGA, Dr. Bola Adetunji, to commemorate the 2024 World AIDS Day. Adetunji had urged pregnant women in the state to register for antenatal care, noting that Nigeria contributed significantly to the global HIV burden, particularly among children. In a separate update, the Oyo State government says there will be no strike in the state despite a national call for it by labor groups. This is coming against the backdrop of reports that a number of states will be grounded by strikes if they fail to pay the new minimum wage in their states. Commissioner for Information and Orientation in Oyo State, Prince Dr. Yilade, in a statement, informed that the ongoing negotiations between the state government and the leadership of the NLC and the TUC are at an advanced stage and on the verge of implementation. According to him, both parties have unfettered confidence in the sincerity of the negotiations and in the track record of the state government to do well with its promise. Also, some 551 serving officers have been converted into sub-officers and officer cadres in the civil public service of the state. Chairman of the State Civil Service Commission, Kamoru Aderibigbe, confirmed this over the weekend. He mentioned that the government settled for that number and the selection was rigorous and competitive. Aderibigbe asserted that the conversion exercises would be a game changer for the state public service. In a rather sad update, a devastating fire destroyed goods worth millions of naira today as it ravaged 17 shops at the popular Monia market in Akinyele local government area of Oyo State. According to the Babaloja of Monia Garage, Kolawale Balogun, and chairman of the garage, Saliu Bello, they were alerted by a security guard about the fire midnight today. Reports have it that a blaze, which began around 12:30 a.m., was triggered by a power surge. Finally, in Osun State, some political leaders there are determined to produce the next governor from the state capital, Osogbo. One of them, who is the leader of Osogbo Progressive Union, OPU, Dr. Yemi Adegboyega, said the state has not produced a governor since its creation 3 decades back. In a statement over the weekend, Adegboyega said some indigents of the state were responsible for the stalemate. However, the Osogbo Progressive Union was prepared to put a kibosh in it. The union therefore charged Osogbo indigents to leave their sentiment by the door and work in unity to produce the next governor come 2026. That's the size of our package in Southwest today from Adamimogo 105.1 FM, Ibadan. We say thank you for listening. I am Fortune Omoshola. Let's now join our Ekiti studios at Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ido Ekiti, for the rest of the package.
Many thanks, Fortune. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusu. We'll now take our own package of Southwest today. The Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Yebanja, sent a passionate appeal to the national leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, to spare the state from the planned strike, which is expected to take off today, as proposed in states where payment of 70,000 naira minimum wage is yet to take effect. The governor spoke during the weekend at an event where eminent lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Wole Olanikwekun, launched the 28th Annual Scholarship Award Scheme and 5th Empowerment Program for a scholarship and empowerment program held in Ikere Ekiti, his country home. Oyebanju, who commended the patriotic zeal of Olanikwekun and his kind gesture in helping the unemployed and the brilliant but indigent students to have a new lease of life, disclosed that all arrangements had been concluded to commence the minimum wage payment, which he said had since been approved and agreed upon by the labor unions. The governor explained that the delay in the payments is not deliberate, as it is due to the long negotiation preparatory to the payment, which had just been agreed upon with workers a few weeks ago. Meanwhile, the state government has approved over 3 billion naira for land clearing, purchase of medical equipment at the multi-purpose building at Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital, Exut in Ado-Ekiti, and other projects in the state. The approval was issued at the State Executive Council meeting chaired by the Governor Oyebamji during last week. Commissioner for Information in the state, Taiwo Olatumosun, disclosed that 3,113,554,788 was for the supply and installation of medical equipment at the multi-purpose building at the Exut, and 223,886,228 naira as facilitators fee for the provision of essential equipment and facilities to MSME ICT Hub projects. The state governor, Biodun Yebanji, has expressed concern over the message politicians sent to him expressing worries over his re-election in 2026. Yebanji, stressed that he would not lose sleep over the election, said he is not worried over agitations ahead of the 2026 governorship election in the state, and advised politicians to stop sending him such text messages, as he is committed to good governance and fulfilling his electoral promises. Yebanji spoke in Ado-Ekiti last week at the monthly evening of praise and worship at the Jibo Hall Government House ground. He expressed confidence in God's ability to work out things in his favor, maintaining that God, who did it for him in 2022, will do it again in 2026. And still in Ekiti State, operatives of the Western Security Network, codenamed Amotekun Ekiti State Command, has confirmed the arrest of a 50-year-old man, Ojo Oluwafemi, over alleged burglary and stealing. The public relations officer of the operatives, Mr. Adeleye Adewale, said the suspect is a guard attached to a private company in the community. The suspect, said to be an indigene of Efualaye in Efon local government area of the state, was alleged to have been involved in bulging 4 shops located at Idogba roundabout in the ancient community. During interrogations, the suspect, who is currently detained at the office of the Corps in Ado-Ekiti, confessed his involvement in the crime. And in Ondo State, the Ondo State Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has called for increased effort to end the HIV epidemic and urged support for people living with the virus. The governor made the call today during an awareness walk organized by the Ondo State Agency for Control of AIDS, ODSACA, in Akure, the Ondo State capital, as part of activities to commemorate the 2024 World AIDS Day. The event themed Take the Right Path, Sustain the HIV Response and Stop HIV Among Children to End AIDS in Nigeria by 2030, aimed to promote awareness about HIV/AIDS prevention, reduce stigmatization, and support individuals living with the virus. The awareness walk, led by the governor, started from the government house at Lagbaka and concluded at the popular MKO Abiola Democracy Park, Akure. The governor emphasized the state government's commitment to eradicating HIV/AIDS through various interventions. And that's the size of our package from Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ado-Ekiti. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. We now head back to Lagos, where Sam Olugbemini is on standby.
Reduce stigmatizing.